at this stage, what more can we say about Glover Teixeira? At over 40 years old, what is he, 41 now? Glover has been a mainstay in the UFC for a long time now, and we've seen him fight the who's who in the light heavyweight division. Obviously, in 2000 and I can't remember, he fought for the title against John Jones. So he's on a hot streak at the moment. So momentum really is there, and moving into the fight against Thiago Santos, it was a capitalization fight to see really if he could capitalize on this momentum and parlay it to another title fight. And look, this is a reaction. I'm sure we all know the results, but look, before I continue in it, please can you subscribe, mash that subscribe button, give us a like, give us a thumbs up to support the channel. So into business, Glover Teixeira versus Thiago Santos was a really interesting fight. And it really, to me, highlighted the levels of grappling that we see within the sport. And yeah, look, this was a fight of two levels, in the sense that if it was a stand-up fight, Thiago Santos had this down pat. He's a fearsome striker, and we saw it in the first round and in the third round. Whenever he landed any level of inhibition with his fists in Glover's face, it wasn't pretty for Glover. But the thing about this fight is the majority of it wasn't fought on the feet. And this is where it really gets interesting, because Glover has such a well-rounded skill set, and maybe later on I'll do a video about how far a well-rounded skill set can take you in the UFC, or an opinion point on that. But man, it played really true here, and we saw this in the first round against Santos. You know, the two come out, they exchange pleasantries. It's a bit of a feeling out process. I actually saw, Thiago throw a couple of easy feints. That was nice. And man, when that first hook was thrown and it connected to Glover, Glover wanted nothing to do with it. He looked like Mr. Teixeira looked like he'd had a couple of drinks on a Saturday night. That's how bad he was kind of stumbling. But as Dominic Cruz noted within the commentary box, and time again, if you go back to Glover's fights, this is the fight that Glover likes fighting, in the sense that maybe like is a strong word, but he finds himself in these wars. And within the stumble, he, maintained connection and was able to take Thiago down. He was able to take Thiago down so well that he was able to transition into like top mount straight away. And I'm going to get absolute flack about this, but it was almost Khabib-esque in that sense. Like that's how well I thought it was. And man, Glover's top control game is heavy. Obviously it's physically heavy, but it's really pressure based. He's always looking to advance his position. He's not stationary in his position management. He'll go to top mount, he'll go to side control, he'll change things around. But more than that, he's always inhibiting damage, the ground and pound, the threat of it. Not even the threat of it, the reality of the ground and pound is always there when you're fighting Glover Teixeira and Thiago. Like there's levels of grappling, and they're both Brazilian black belts, but obviously there's levels even between a black belt. But you could see that Thiago, the pressure, the top game that Glover was exhibiting was just too much. He could not bridge. He could not use his hips to get a frame. Like the control that Glover was able to exhibit in that position was phenomenal. And he was able to ride it out for the first round. In the second round, Glover went straight to business. He, with a beautiful, punch, he was able to transition to a double leg. And, the majority of the fight was there. We can talk about the superlatives in terms of the ground control, but, you can watch the fight and see that. That's how well Glover Teixeira is at 41 years of age. He's got that grown man strength, man. I don't know what juice the guy's drinking, but, man, he looks... Yeah, he's definitely a different beast there. And lo and behold, in the last seconds of the second round, he got a bit of he got a rear naked choke, sunk it in, and saved by the bell. Thiago saved by the bell. And as Thiago was gingerly walking, you could see that a couple more seconds and it would have been over. And the exchange between Thiago and his cornerman on the second round was quite amusing, I thought, in terms of the wording. It was like, I don't know how you're going to do it, but mate, you need to keep this on the feet. Thiago attempted to do that by punching Glover, which was great. Like he cocked him, he dropped him, he and this is the amazing thing about Glover. He's grappling is so great that even at a bottom position, he finds a way to bring himself up, and that's exactly what happened. You had Thiago on top, and I think this is where Thiago, like in obviously hindsight, is it's easy to say things in hindsight, but he went on top. He was trying to impound, deliver rather his version of ground and pound, and skillfully you see Glover able to reverse that position, get up, get the choke. I mean, there are more beautiful machinations of how that kind of occurred, but quite simply put it, he is at least in this fight, his grappling was superb and at a very different level. That Thiago is coming back from really bad injuries, so not to give him like an out there, but man, Glover looked like a different animal, and that potential fight against Blachowicz, it's almost similar, in that Blachowicz is a power puncher. Blachowicz has apparently rumored really good wrestling, so that might be interesting. But yeah, like that'd be an interesting fight. Obviously, Blachowicz has a rumored fight with Israel Adesanya next year, but wow, Glover Teixeira, hats on to you, my man. Like that's an impressive victory. And at that age, I don't know why people keep bringing up at that age, but the fact of the matter is MMA and the UFC is a young man's sport. So to see Glover at this age, wouldn't it be great to see? I mean, the light heavyweight division, ever since John left it, has been, just chaos, really, in a good way. But wouldn't it be great? Or wouldn't it be a narrative to see Glover Teixeira, take on Blachowicz, get a win, because he would be an underdog in that fight as well, as he has been for the majority of his career, and sail into the sunset at 41 years of age, or what, however old he'll be if and when he finally gets that shot. That would be a different narrative. I mean, it's not Khabib-esque, but that's ending things on your own terms. Look, that was my synopsis and my reaction. Please, again, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and tune in soon.